Good morning, citizens, and welcome back to the verse and to the next section in my Alliance Aid solo run. We finished off, finally, our, let's go here. Let's go here. There we go. Finished off, finally, our transport missions. They are all done. I could do collections next, but I think I'm going to do defense next, since those will be maybe the next, potentially the hardest ones for me to get done. So what I'm hoping to get eventually is the large cargo recovery, but unfortunately with those you have to do a few of the smaller ones first. I don't know if I can do those in the same way. I'm going to give it a go, so I have to find one here. Attempted cargo theft. We're going to accept that. We're going to track it, and we're going to give it a go. So this may work the same way as the large ones, because with a change to how engineering works and how vehicle recovery works, the larger ones, the larger ships tend to really last a long time. Therefore, they're quite easy to do now, and you get about 600 points for doing those. But you have to do some of the smaller ones beforehand in order to give the larger ones a go. So I'm going to try that with a small starter ship to see if that's possible first. If not, I'm going to have to use a larger ship like the combat ships I own and use those. But we're going to go with, which one? Oh, is that cutter? Oh, I have to claim that. We'll just use the cutter. Why not? We'll use the cutter. So I'm going to claim a cutter. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to fly towards the mission, and we're going to see if it works the same way as it's going to work for the Caterpillars and Hercules with the smaller ships. It might actually not. The bigger jobs, the ones that pay the most, might actually be the easier ones. But we will see in a moment once I have my ship ready to go. So here we go. We're in our cutter. If you're wondering why I have low health there, always remember to put on your helmet. If you don't know how to tell if your helmet's on or not, look up in the corner. See this square map here. If I take my helmet off, it's round. I got a round mini-map. I wasn't really paying attention and vented my ship while I was in it without wearing a helmet, so I took a little bit of damage. But we're doing okay now. We got a little bit better. I'm not going to bother hitting a med bed, because if this doesn't work, I'm dead whether I'm full health or not. So why bother really putting in that effort to go and heal up? So we're going to go get into our ship. Once we're in our ship, I'm going to set a route for intercepting the attempted cargo jacking. I love these little ships. They look so cool. I honestly, ever since they've released, these are the best starters and one of the best designed little ships that CIG has ever produced. I think they are tops. Alright, we're gonna go to location. Go to location, there we go. Set a route. And we're gonna get over top of the station, there we go. And our quantum beacon's only 1.4 million meters away. That's not too bad. So maybe the jobs spawn close to where you are in Stanton for these jobs, instead of across the system, so you're not wasting a lot of time flying. Or maybe I just got lucky. Who knows? First things first, when I'm there, I'm gonna uncouple. So now I'm uncoupled. I'm going to open all the doors of my ship, which is left Alt F to get that wheel up. I'm going to aim for the ship I'm going to recover. Get up to speed. Maybe 700, that'll be good. And because we're uncoupled, I can get out of my seat and come back here. And there we go. So what am I recovering? Now there is ships, you see, they're going after my ship now. They're flying away. Gives me hope that I'm going to be able to get into the ship, start up, and fly away before it gets destroyed. Maybe, maybe not. If this is a Hercules or a Caterpillar from the bigger jobs, it's so much easier. Little ships just take too much damage too quickly, so that's why you put your ship in uncoupled. let it fly away. At least that takes some of the heat off you for a moment. I should have jumped out a little bit sooner. If you fly your ship at a little slower speed, you might have better chance as well. Or if you're using a ship like the Titan, you can get out from the cockpit, and that also helps you kind of plan when to get out. But we're doing okay here. We're only about half a kilometer away from a little cutter, just like we were just flying, so we're going to leave one cutter for another. The issue with the cutter is I have 2 doors to get through, and then the rotating pilot seat to get in, then the power up, and then all that time I might be taking hits. And first things first, you got to get it right into navigation mode. So you're going to start out, I think, in SCM. If not your navigation mode, you're ready to go. Aim for anything that you can jump to and jump away. Don't worry where you're going, just jump away. That is the key to getting these missions done. If you like combat, you can do combat, but I'm not a big combat fan. So this will be the first one, just to see if this works. If it does, awesome. If not, we'll try something else. Then I'm just going to do the missions off camera until I start getting the big ones and show you the 2 big ones that you should be going for, because those are the ones that are going to 100% make this easy to get done solo if you do not feel like spending your time fighting and combat. Yeah, half kilometer, not bad. We got there pretty quick. This looks like the regular base cutter. If you're looking at getting a cutter, the Scout's pretty cool. I think I like the Rambler the best, but the base, you can't go wrong with pretty much any of them. If Coromore has a cutter deal on, even better. Make sure you have a referral code, like in the links below. Get yourself a cutter starter pack. Always use referral code when you're making your account, even if it's just for getting a little bit of extra cash to start out. But it also does sometimes give you bonuses like equipment or extra ships with lifetime insurance. They're pretty cool to use and really easy. Any link like the ones I have will work for applying the code, because you cannot apply them after the fact, only when you make your account. Alright. We're going to open this. You don't start getting attacked until you get in the ship, so you can take your time getting ready. Ooh, there's cargo in this ship too. Well, that's the cargo I'm recovering. Never mind. Never mind. I should have thought of that. Okay. Get in. Get in. Get in the seat. Haven't taken a hit yet. That's good. And now we're just gonna start. We are in SCM mode, so now we're in navigation mode, which is holding B. This ship has taken a lot of damage. And we're safe. As soon as you jump, you're safe. You can hold left mouse again, and now we just go to the delivery. So delivery is gonna be here at, where are we going? Hurston, so we're going to go to Tesa Spaceport or Everest Harbor. If I look at the top of the screen, it would tell me. I'm going to Everest Harbor anyways. So, hold left mouse button again. We're going to jump away, and that's it. We recovered the cargo. Really easy. All we need to do is drop it off at a cargo elevator in a hangar. If it's on the other side like it is here, then you have to set a route so you can get the orbital markers that get you to the station. If you can see the station and jump right to it, you never have to even set the route. That was one of the quietest recoveries that I've ever done for one of these little starter missions. I like that. Quick, easy, painless. I'm only at like the 6-minute mark now. Where is... There it is. So here's Everest Harbor coming up here, 900 kilometers away. One more jump should get me about 20k away. There we go. Does this ship have lamps? Left Alt L. No, no lamps on this one. Okay. So you can hit tab. Oh. None of my keys are working now for those. Are we having issues with... Tab wasn't working. Interesting. Okay. I'll just use this to know when I'm close enough. Oh. I went out of jump mode and now we have to reset that. And it'd be good if they did remember our setups. Look at that. I didn't even hit the station. Although, I'm having trouble steering my ship full speed. There we go. All the damage in the ship has definitely affected its ability to turn. Like, look at, I'm trying full bore to turn the ship. And it's stuck. There we go. Alright. So we've gone too far. That's okay. We'll get back. So that means I should keep this at around 100. So that I don't lose control and fly into the station. If I lose my hangar, because it took me too long, I'll just call another one. But, yeah, we're definitely suffering from all the damage that the ship has. I could repair it and fly it later, but to me it's just not worth it. As long as I can get it safely in the hangar, we're good to go. Okay, we'll just let ourselves drift and slow down a bit. Yeah, every time I try to rotate the ship, we're really losing control here. Oh, did we lose it? Are my doors closing? Yeah, they're closing. So we're gonna request a hangar again.
That request has already been granted.
And there, it's opening the same doors again, so that worked out well. Okay, strafing in this ship is pretty much impossible due to the damage. Putting down the landing gear should make it a little bit better. Yeah, okay. And we'll try to aim a little bit. There we go. That's what we wanted.
Landing complete.
Okay.
Have a pleasant stay.
So about 10 minutes, most of that was with me struggling with a broken ship. But no combat, no issue. And we have, what, 4 boxes here? 3 SU. You need some sort of tractor to do these missions. If you did the cargo ones beforehand, like I did, you already have one of those tractors. Otherwise, you can go buy them. Oh, that was a 2 SU box. I wasn't even paying attention. Alright, so now that's here. Now we go and drop this down, confirm. And we're done. So, mission complete. Excellent. You got paid. We recovered the cargo. If I go to Journal, Alliance Aid, we've got 300 for that. So I'm going to do another mission. All I need to do is go to Contracts, find another mission, and we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to do those until I start getting the bigger ones. Once I get the bigger ones, which I believe will take 3 of these to do. Unless it's showing up now, but I don't think so. Eckhart. Oh, wait. Thwart Cargo, 197,000. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, so we're going to accept that offer. We're going to track it. I could repair the ship, but I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm going to claim a new ship, the Titan or the cutter, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. It's either going to be a Caterpillar or it's going to be a Hercules. Either one will go just as well, but I'll show both of those. This will be kind of a short video, just showing you the two main recoveries you're going to do. Both of them are worth 197,000, and they're both super easy. So we'll see what the next one is as soon as I get my new ship. All right, our new cutter to replace the old one. I think there's a good chance that this one's going to be still on that pad when the new one comes up. Stolen ships and recovered ships are kind of wonky like that, so we will see, but it's off to the side, so it shouldn't be in the way of the new cutter coming up. Yeah. Kind of a weird thing. It's annoying if you're trying to call up a big ship and you have a recovered Drake Caterpillar on here, which is why what I tend to do is have my spawn set at one station that's not Everest Harbor, and that way when I am finished I just backspace back to where my ship is and recover there, and then you get a new hangar. I might we'll see what happens. Is this a mistake? Surprisingly not. Okay. I also don't tend to close my ramps in my hangar because as soon as I jump away they're gonna close anyways. But we're back in. Exact same thing we did last time, only with a bigger ship. With the Caterpillar there's a route that I like to take that doesn't always work on these missions, so we'll find out. And then with the Hercules I like using the elevator over the ramp, so we're going to head into space. There we are. We're going to go into nav mode.
Thank you, and please visit again.
We're going to go to the location. Whoa, it's looking pretty good. Okay, so coming up to our quantum beacon, just like last time, there's a few things we have to do. I like to keep it in nav mode over SCM mode. You have a higher top speed. The fact you're going to take some hits doesn't really matter. So first, middle mouse button gets that off. Left alt F, open all doors. That's important. Now we're just waiting. There we go, and that showed up. So we're going to aim at it. Hit C. That's going to take this, which is uncoupled, off. And then once we're aimed where we want to go, we're just going to start flying towards it. I'm going to use boost to get up to speed relatively quick. Once I'm at about maybe 500-600, like I am now, and I'm 6 kilometers away, I'm just going to get out of my seat. Couple mode is off. That means I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I'm already being shot at, but now we just look at the ship, and there it is. It's a Caterpillar. We could have got it a little quicker, but I was talking while I'm going. You can usually jump out for about maybe 300-400 meters away, but we're a little bit farther. That's all right. And so we got Caterpillar for our first ship. The next ship would be a Hercules. Well, not necessarily the next, but the only other ship in these missions is the Hercules. I will, after I do this Caterpillar, wait until I find a Hercules, and I'll record and kind of show you my route for that as well. Now, when I used to do these, and you'll notice when I jumped out of my ship, the NPCs are flying after my ship. They're gone after it. They're going to get a few out of the way, but there are some other ones hanging around. You can see we got one right here. So you do have to still be a little bit quick to get in, but if you have your ship going at a reasonable speed that they can be chased, so not too fast, even maybe a little bit slower, like going around 400 to 500 as opposed to 500 to 600, it will lead some of the NPCs away and give you a little bit extra time to do this. Now, I used to approach the Caterpillar, and on the opposite side, I'd come through this area here and run through and up a ladder and across. That might work, but you also might have the cargo blocking that. So if so, you can use the main elevator at the bottom and run through. It does take a little bit longer, but you should be okay. This isn't 100% guaranteed it's going to work. There is always a chance you're going to take too much damage before you can get out of there. But what you want to do is get into the pilot seat as fast as possible, power it up, and just start flying. And when you're flying, hold B. and that's going to put you into nav mode, and then just jump away. It doesn't matter where you go. Find a quantum marker that is not directly in a bunch where you might not be able to acquire it as easily, and just jump away. As soon as you jump away, hold left mouse button again, and you come to a stop, and you're perfectly safe. So that is the way to do it. I did it with that smaller ship with the cutlass, or not cutlass, cutter, and that one took a lot of damage. But with these bigger ships, if you get away and you're able to before they take too many hits, the damage isn't really there. These don't have the maneuverability of a small ship, but with the less damage, they're actually fairly easy to fly. So we're coming in now, and I will check out the cargo door. Now, the opposite side is the better one to do because the bigger boxes could block the ladder from the command module side. So if you go from the opposite side, you basically run in, up the ladder, left, right, straight ahead, you're in the pilot seat. If you have to take the elevator, there's more doors and a staircase to slow you down, but it is doable. It's not too bad. Until you actually board the ship, you don't get fired up on. So opening the side, checking the cargo will work. It'd be great if in the rework one of these side doors of the command module will work so that you could just hop right in from there. That would be tops. There is also the ability to use an SRV and tow a ship out of the way. That way you can have your shields up and go. These ships, the shields are down. They're powered off, so they should be able to be towed. So the elevator access is right here. If you're looking to get the elevator, we might have to do that. We'll see. If not, I'll show you the route that you take while on an elevator. But I will do that once we have moved to somewhere safe. So first things first, there's the open button. And we cannot go through here. These boxes are in the way, so that's not going to work. So we will have to take the longer route. And it should be okay. So we're going to get ourselves in position here. Don't get on the platform until it's all the way down, because that's just extra moments of you waiting before you can start raising it up. And you can't really fly. You could probably use a tractor beam and suck yourself in a little bit faster, but we're going to get on the platform here, start raising it, and we're already getting shot at. So we're going to have to be as quick as possible. Through this door. Through this door. Through this door. Up the stairs. Through another door. We're going to be 5 doors in by the time we get to the command module. Up here, command module, pilot seat. And then right Alt R. Hold B, and we're going to aim at a location. We'll try this one right here. I'm using shift to get myself speeding up so I can at least hopefully get away. Hold left mouse button, I should say, and we're safe. Hold left mouse button again. We've stopped, and it says deliver the cargo at Everest Harbor. So the easy way to do that is go click on this deliver recovered cargo. Click on route and back, and then we're going to get ourselves over to our destination. And this is so much easier than fighting those ships, so much easier than loading the cargo to another ship. We now have a Drake Caterpillar full of cargo. We're going to fly towards there. If you look at our top here, minimal damage on our ship. It's not too bad. We're only 7 minutes in from when we took off from Everest Harbor, and we're already, or not Everest Harbor, Faithful Dream, and we're already on our way. So we're gonna come a bit closer to the space station here. We'll turn off the nav mode. I'll just coast, so I'm using the decoupled mode to coast. 400 is plenty fast to get close. No one's around here popping up red that I'm worried about. And I don't want to be too fast when I'm coming into the station because big ships like this don't stop on a dime. Ship ports are unlocked for some reason, but we're okay with that. That means if you want, you could take the guns off and store them. If you don't like that they're locked or unlocked, right Alt K, yeah, that locks them again. But I'm not really worried about that. Right Alt L. Do we have? Okay, I just thought I would check if we have the lamp system on here, but it doesn't look like we do. Coming in closer. Once we get to the point where up on this screen contacts show up, there we go. I'm gonna hit C. That's gonna start slowing me down while I then call Everus Harbor and see where my hangar is gonna be. Hangar request completed, and it is over here. So this is what I mean about this ship not slowing down very fast, and why you don't necessarily need to go more than 400 meters a second. I'm going to try not to hit this pylon with the ship. There we go. And it looks like we're flying in straight, so this is not one of the top-down hangars, which I'm fine with. I'm going to hold B. That's going to put me into SCM mode, which just limits your main speed a little bit to make it easier to control while you're coming in for a landing. And then we're going to come around here. And we're going to line up for our hangar. And I'm not going to put the landing gear down until I'm a little bit closer. It does allow you to move a bit faster without having to use boost. There. And now we're just going to tap N, and that's going to bring our landing gear down. And we're going to come on into the hangar. Now, you can park kind of centered. I like to park a little bit of an angle if possible. That way, I'm able to kind of get the front and rear cargo in a bit easier. Always good to rub the engine nacelles onto the door frame like I did. That's a sign of a true pilot. Okay, so we're in. Hit I. Left Alt F. Open all doors. Hold Y. And now all the doors are open. And that's going to make it a bit easier to unload. This is the only part that's going to require a little bit of work from you. And I'll look at the doors are all open, so you don't have to wait at all these entrances here. As you go through, those doors interior will close behind you, but at least these ones are going to stay open. So now I'm just going to start unloading. Most of the boxes are big. There's going to be a few small ones like on the edge here, but most of the ones are going to be pretty big. 64 boxes total. I'm going to unload that. I will do a cut here so you don't have to see how long it took me, but I will tell you. So right now my time is 11 minutes 45 seconds on the recording since I did the external view. We'll see how long it takes me to get this ship unloaded. I'll give you the total in a moment. So we're only 6 minutes in, and I've got all the big boxes here, and I'm just putting the smaller ones. I'm going to show you one issue that I had. I will point out that you can reach the boxes from over here, but see if you do that. See what I've done. I've tried to pick up a box that wasn't on the top, and then when I did that, it moves a box. So some of these boxes, like this one at the very top now, is not able to be picked up because it's kind of loose. I did the same thing at the front of the ship over here. Trying to pick up a box, I kind of misjudged where I was aiming, and so now these ones aren't showing up. That is normal. What you need to do is you need to go to the interior of the ship, and to do that I have to get up in here and then open it back up again, but we'll just wait till it closes and then we'll open it again. So open. inside the ship, you can grab these. So it's just, it changes it that you can't grab them from outside. You can only grab them from where they are on the cargo grid if you do that. So it's not a big deal. All I'm going to do now is just grab these, chuck them outside, and then when I'm down at the bottom, I can grab these pieces and put them back. Also, sometimes this one is kind of hard to get out. That time it was pretty good. If you can't get it out like I did, it's easier to go from the other side and stand this doorway and push it out. But I'm going to quickly now just grab all these boxes and kind of huck them outside. And then from outside, I'm going to go stack them up. But I just thought I'd show you that. Like I said, we're only at 6 minutes. We're at 7-ish now. It's not going to take me that long to get all these unloaded. Most of the boxes in this ship are pretty big. Sometimes they're different. Sometimes it's a bunch of 8 SU boxes with some 4s or some 16 SUs. This one has some, looks like 32s. Or maybe they're only 16. Maybe they're 16 SU boxes. But overall, not the worst. The Hercules, I feel, is easier to unload. It's got the bigger 32s in there and fewer of them. But 64 boxes for 600 points and, 12 minutes of actual work, not so bad. So I'll get this all out, stack them all into the cargo elevator, and we'll drop it down and see if it's 600 points, if that's actually how much you get here. I believe it is. And then I'm going to go and try to get myself a Hercules. And when I do that, you can see how that works. But I just thought I'd kind of show you how to fix if you've accidentally grabbed a box. And I'll explain what I mean. If you're trying to move boxes, let's say I want to move this box right here, but I accidentally go like this, that one now wouldn't move if I'm standing on the ground because it's been kind of jarred loose. But up in here, no problem. So you just got to get into the cargo grid. So if you look at these ones, the two I couldn't get to move, you can see how they weren't sitting perfectly straight. They weren't locked into the cargo grid. And that's kind of an issue that I hope CIG fixes. It's the same if you are working down here and you accidentally knock a box loose on that cargo grid. Sometimes you have to get right into the cargo freight elevator to get it to be fixed. I'm just going to start stacking these now. I'm going to get in here first and just kind of be a little bit better in my aim. I'm going to start with these two at the back, and that gives me something to kind of butt against. So we're going to rotate this here, put it in. That's good enough. Oh, one more back. Oh, I'm kind of being all wonky on this now because I'm talking. There you go. So that should be good. And now I can just kind of butt these against there or stack them on top without much issue. So just kind of put this here. There. So it's taking me longer because I'm doing things so you can see it. That's why I like having those ones on the ground, is because then you can just slide them up against. You don't have to worry about positioning. You can also put a couple up top and make the back wall of this cargo grid a little bit bigger. And from here, the max lift should be able to grab everything. That far one that's large might not. I'll check. Oh yeah, can still grab that one. So all these here, you don't have to go. You don't have to move. You can just start grabbing them and bring them over. I should have all the pieces out here. So I'm going to load these up. We're at about 12 minutes now, I think, and we're going to see how long it took to empty this whole ship. We're coming up on 15 minutes, 30 seconds now, and we're almost done. So we're going to maybe be sub 16 minutes on getting this all loaded up. We just got this 2 SU container here, and then those 2 larger ones that are farther back, and we are good to go. Now, that's assuming... Oh, there's 3 containers here. That's assuming we didn't miss one in the ship, which is possible, or the very rare... it's happened to me a few times. Situation where somehow a box is missing, whether it's fallen through the floor or just was never in the ship. That's the issue. Now, if you have an Argo, what are they called? Atlas. those are so fast that this would actually be probably a bit quicker. Also, if you have a friend helping you, that's good. Maybe not always the best to put everything on at once, because if you've made a mistake and knock one loose, it might show up here as being an issue. It seems like we're okay. So let's confirm. Oh, wait, before I do that, real quick, we're going to check our journal. And we are at 300. I just want to check to see how many we're going to get. So we're at 300. I'm going to drop this down. Confirm. Fingers crossed that we all got them all down. Watching this number here in the corner. 62 out of 64. Alright. So let's hope that we don't have two entirely missing. It says we're missing 2 boxes. Oh, I see one right there. So we got at least one in the ship. So let's go up. Just in case it's in this side, I'm going to go on this side here. We're still going to count that as about 60 minutes to load. It's just not my fault that I didn't take 2 of them out of there. That one's not letting me retract. Interesting. Let's try this one. Not letting me retract. We're going to go into the elevator. That lets me retract. It is the issue with these stolen ships or broken ships, or with this dual angle of the landing gear. Sometimes you're having issues with that. Okay, so far, 1. But we need 2. That does have me concerned that we're 1 short after that one. We're gonna check this side again. Alright, so let's check the floor. How am I missing 1 box? CAG, what'd you do? That's gonna be frustrating. Well, let's put this one down. See what happens. If we don't, this will be a perfect issue council. $63. Is there any showing up in here? No. This is not the first time this has happened. And it seems to be only caterpillars. So maybe the thing to do is, if it turns out that it's a caterpillar you found, grab yourself a new mission and get yourself a Hercules. I'm going to take another caterpillar job and unload it to show you that some of them do work. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep this in because I like to show everybody what goes wrong and sometimes how to fix it, and sometimes that you can't. And this is one of those situations where you can't. It is a specific load in the caterpillar. One of these missions is bugged where it says it has 64 and there's only 63 boxes in there. I don't know why. It's been actually an issue for a while, and there was an issue council report, but we're going to make another one, or at least contribute to this and show that this happened. So there you go. I like to always show you the truth, and the truth is, in this case, we had a bit of an issue. So on to the next job. Now the good thing is I can backspace, and from there I'm going to go back to Faithful Dream, call my ship, and go. That way this gets all cleaned up. This caterpillar is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. It's not going to tie up the hangar. When I call a new ship from here, sometimes that ship will come down like it happened with the cutter and come up, and the caterpillar will still be there. Doing this backspace loop and trying again is usually a bit better. We're going to hope for our best that we're going to get a Hercules job, but if it's another caterpillar job, I'm just going to unload it and put it on the cargo grid and show you that at least those are still doable. It's telling me to deliver recover cargo, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. So what we have to do is we got to go to our contracts, our accepted ones, get rid of this one, and then go to offers. And we're just going to find the other one for 197,000. And that will be the next one we're doing. So we just go through here and look for 197,000. If it hasn't shown up yet, it's because I just canceled it. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to close it, wait a moment, start again, and get ourselves a new contract. All of them, 197K. Thwart cargo, accept offer. We're going to go grab this one and see what it is. We're in an Avenger this time. It's going to be a little bit different because it's easier to exit the ship, since this one you can exit through the front of the ship. You can even use eject, which is right here. What I'm going to do is just decouple, just like I did last time, but we're waiting for the ship to pop up. There it is. Looks like another caterpillar. We're going to try this one. So we're just kind of coasting towards it. And we're getting ready to exit. Oh. Why didn't I see the exit prompt? That's alright. We're going to fly by it, turn around the other way. That exit must be only available when stationary? Maybe. Okay, we're going to fly towards it again. This time we'll use eject. There we go. Nice and close. Get to the ship. See if the layout of the cargo is any different. So my plan for this ship is going to be checking out the cargo. If the cargo layout looks the same as it did the last time, I'm going to just avoid this one, assuming that it's going to be glitched in the same way. And we'll try again. Try to get ourselves a Hercules or a different loadout for Caterpillar. So first things first, we're going to head to that first cargo module. Module number 1. And this one's different. See how it's open here? Different layout. I feel better about this one, so this might be the one to go. So for this, unlike going through the elevator, we go up these ladders. Door here, door here, door here, and into the pilot seat. A lot quicker, a lot easier. And now we just got to make a jump to safety before we take too much damage. And there we go. So I'm going to take this one back, unload it, and see if this one completes. If so, I would just avoid the ones that you can't jump through that side and up into the entrance. Those small cargo that blocks, those tend to be the ones that I've had fail on me for one reason or another. So I'm going to go unload this and try to submit it and see what happens. And only 20 boxes to move in this one, which is a lot better anyways. Only being 20 boxes, this one's going to be a lot quicker to unload also, because with this space here being open, you can unload from inside the Caterpillar, at least to the beginning, and start getting some of these boxes out. So that's what I'm going to do. Do a bit of recording, see how long this one takes to unload. 2 minutes, 17 seconds in, and I've already got them all piled out here. So it's definitely going a lot quicker than the other one. Just going to neatly stack them all in here. And we'll see how long it takes to get these put down into the storage. We're at 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So let's say pretty much 5 minutes to unload and stack everything out of the Caterpillar into this cargo. That is extremely quick. So if you can find these jobs that have the larger size only, this is the only small box, this one SU box right here, this is the way to go as long as this works. So if so, what I would do is taking these jobs, you get a Hercules, take it. If you get a Caterpillar, if it has that gap right here that you can get in and up to the elevator, so it's just got the bigger boxes, that might be the way to go. 20 boxes, easy to move, easy, quick, fast. We're still only having, that's the wrong button, still only having 300 points so far in our Alliance Aid total so far. And so we're going to put this down, drop it in, confirm, fingers crossed. We're watching this number here, 0 out of 20, 20 out of 20. Complete, perfect, got ourselves almost 200,000 UEC. We're going to go look at our journal. And there we go, 900. So we did get 600 for that. Yeah, so doing a few of those is going to be relatively quick. Now that I have my spawn set at Faithful Dream, just backspace, going to go there. I'm going to claim the Titan and take out the cutter. And by the time I get my next recovery and deliver it, the Titan will be claimed, and I'll just kind of leapfrog those ships while I go and do them. So I'm going to leave you here on this unless I get myself a Hercules, at which point I'll show you the Hercules, just the recovery on that and how to steal those as well. But the unloading and delivery will be roughly the same. So aside from the Caterpillar, the other ship that you will find in this mission will be the Hercules. Now I've done, including the successful one you saw me do and the one that failed from the missing box, 5 Caterpillar jobs, 4 successful and 1 missing. And then we've got the Hercules here. The Hercules one is usually easier, at least as far as unloading, and I've never had one fail, although saying that, we're now going to have this one fail on me. They're pretty easy to get in. What I would suggest is don't bother with the ramp. Don't bother taking the ramp and going up from that way. You want to go under the ship, and if you're facing the direction of the ship, it'll be on the left side here. You're going to be taking the elevator and going up in that elevator. So I'm going to show you that. You go underneath, and so if you look at the ramp here, we're going to be just under the side. You can see it says ramp access. We're going to go under that. And right there is the elevator, this kind of square here. If you're coming straight up, you can see they're well lit, easy to find. You have to get up fairly close. And there's the access. Now I like to back over to this side and let the elevator come down. Let it come fully down before you go onto it. That will speed up the process of between the time that you consider to be boarded the ship and getting up. So stand on here. As soon as we drop into the gravity, tap F. We're going to the top deck. You can see things are moving. This is where you're now considered to be boarded the ship as soon as you get on that elevator. So any of the NPCs, if they're going to attack, they're going to start heading over now. Once the elevator opens, head to the left. Through the constant doors, for the Get Smart doors, and into the seat here on the left. And then we're going to, once we've stopped here, power on, hold B, and that will give us our nav mode. We're going to just aim to the first location that we can easily jump to. Jump away. And this one, if we look at this one, 19 boxes delivered. This one's going to be really easy to deliver. So we're going to hit deliver cargo, calculate, click, close. And now it's going to bring us over here. If we have an orbital marker, that means it's on the other side of the planet. Otherwise, we're going to be jumping directly to the station. So this one has orbital marker. That means we're going to have to go around the planet. So jump.
Quantum travel engaged.
And I find the Hercules is actually a little more responsive flight-wise, so it's easier to get in to the hangars as well. So we're orbital marker 6. And we got turn here. And we've got one more jump to the Everest Harbor Station. Jump again.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
And then from here, I like to never aim directly at the station. I always aim a little bit off to the side. That way, if I do overshoot, I fly by it, which is always preferable to slamming into the station. While we coast to slow down a bit, I will just get ourselves to the contact screen. And as soon as that pops up, we'll request a hangar and kind of aim ourselves towards the station to be able to fly towards whatever hangar. It looks like it'll be right here. There we go.
Shields on.
And I like to, as I said before, go into SCM mode. It just feels like it limits your top speed and slows you down quicker so that you can kind of aim. Lowering the landing gear will kind of do the same thing.
Landing gear down.
And so for the Hercules, once we're in the hangars here, you can see right on the right side is the large size cargo freight elevators. So as soon as I'm through the doors, I make a corner. I don't go quite 90 degrees to the cargo elevator, and I will show you why when I'm in there. So now we've landed. If you want to keep the weapons, you can also unlock the ports, but I'm not going to bother with that. Hold Y. You could open all the doors before you head out, and that will open these ones and make it slightly quicker to leave the ship. It will also open the ramps for you. It sometimes bugs out the elevator, but I don't tend to use the elevator anyways. I just kind of go down these stairs here. And here we go. We got some big 32 SU containers. We got a lot of them. And we've got the back of the ship pointed towards where we're going to unload. So the reason why I have the ship on a slight angle is so that when I'm standing to the side, like I am here, the freight elevator is kind of straight ahead. So that way when I'm grabbing these containers and lifting them off and I hit them against that strut, it straightens them out into that direction, and then I can put them out. So we'll put this one in, and the next one hits that strut, straightens it out. A lot easier to unload, really quick. You can let the snapping kind of help you by getting it to like kind of aim where you want it to and then pick it up and move it again. But I'm just going to unload this, and when it's done, we're going to see how long this took to unload. And it should not be long at all. 19 boxes, this one's going to be pretty quick. Another 600 points, almost there. Welcome to the Free Fly. It is now Thursday. I finished playing last night after one play session. I feel like I did pretty good as far as progress goes. Of course, the first caterpillar job I took bugged out, and I had to redo that. But as usual, if I run into problems in this game, my first instinct is to show everyone what to expect. Especially during a free fly, you're going to have some problems, and so you got to see that some of those problems are going to show up. But after that, I did more caterpillar jobs. 20 boxes, 49 boxes, 36 boxes, all of those ones were fine, and I did some Hercules jobs. All those are fine. We got pretty far in one play session for this next session. We look here, we're at about maybe a third of the way there. In fact, we are 33.3 points away from being 33%, or 30% I should say. So, yeah. Actually, technically we are exactly 33% now that I'm looking at the math. Not bad. Like, for one play session, that means I should be able to quickly get through this, but I just thought I'd kind of show you. But now it's during the free fly. Things might be a little bit different, a little bit rougher. I already took one job, at which point a ship rammed me in the hangar as I was coming in for a landing. That's what you have to deal with for free flies. Stuff like that, people that don't know the rules of the game and really how bad that is. Or hopefully it was a player that is new to the game, because if you're not, that actually can be a bannable offense. So avoid doing that whenever possible. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep getting ourselves some missions. I want to get all these out of the way, and then I can get on to the third phase, and then I can get on to doing some of those new salvage missions, what I'm really excited about. So I'm going to go get some more. Just thought I'd kind of give you an update that in one play session, you can get about 30% of what you need. Remembering that I started out with already 300, I think, in the bank. Yeah, not bad at all. So I'm going to play a little bit tonight, a little bit tomorrow, and then hopefully this video will be out with me having completed the second section and onto the third, which I still think, in my mind, is going to be one of the easiest to do. All right, in we go. Off I go. Get ourselves some more points. I think this is where we're going to end the video. I think we are almost done. And what I mean by almost is, if my calculations are right, this will bring me close to, but not over the line. If you have that issue where it's not accepting your input, just back off and try again. So overall, pretty easy. I took a couple days off. I wasn't really playing the entirety of the time, and it is the 13th, so tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I'm probably not going to be playing next, but we're so close. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll start again on Sunday or Monday. Monday in, well, not Canada. It might only be Ontario. We have Family Day, which is a holiday, which is a day which means I don't have to work. So I'm going to be able to play then and work on the third, which is the collection. But we're going to show you here where I am on this one. We should be about 25 off, if I am correct. Yeah, 25 off. That is because I did one of the other missions just to try it out. It was called Rescue, something Rescue. Let's see if I see it real quick in here. It was going to Nyx. That's a stop cargo heist. Where would it be? Huh. I don't see it in here, but there was one that was a rescue needed. What that meant was that there was a couple cargo cryopods, I should say, in a Titan that needed to be rescued in Nyx and then brought over to Stanton. It was a pretty fun mission. I did record it, but without audio. I don't think I'll put it into any video, but it was kind of fun, kind of neat. But that was slightly more pay. Not worth it. I wouldn't say that I would suggest you take those. Instead, I'd say just take the missions that are the ones I've been doing, which is collecting the caterpillars or the Hercules. I kind of prefer the Hercules, although I never had any other caterpillars fail, and I had different sizes of boxes from anywhere from 20 to almost 50. You can find, actually, there was a few that were less. I think I had one that was like 18, which wasn't bad at all. But if you don't want the caterpillar jobs, just take a job, fly to the site, look at the ship. You can either target it, or sometimes you can see just by holding F and zooming in what the next job is, If it's a Caterpillar and you want a Hercules, just abandon it and right away take another one because you're not going to take any penalties on it, and fly to the next site and until you find the one you want. Pretty easy, pretty quick. Overall, not hard to solo on this one as well. It just takes some time. I think if you really want to solo this one, if you really want to do it, it's possible. But if you want to do it quickly, and I've already said that the big giant groups, although I'm seeing less and less of them in chat anyways, team up with a smaller group. If you have 5 people all doing this and all sharing this at the same time, this will go incredibly quickly to get this one done. So pretty easy as far as this one goes. Hopefully anyone following along with me has been making some progress as well. And we're going to go on to what I'm hoping to be one of the easier ones. And it is now the free fly going on, and the free fly has actually provided me with a mining ship. So I'm going to use mining in order to try to do the next one. I know the really easy way is to go and buy the materials and sell them. That's the easy way. It'll probably work as long as not a lot of people are buying those materials, but mining shouldn't be too hard as well. It does take longer though because I'm going to have to mine, refine, and then bring the goods over. But we've got a free, the Salvation, is that what it's called? RSI Salvation, and we've got a free golem. So now I have 2 golems here because I have the one that I had bought in game and then the one that is part of the free fly. I don't know what other free fly ships we have, but those are 2 I realized suddenly showed up in my account. So hopefully this helped you out. Thank you so much for sticking by, and if you haven't already and want to take part in the free fly, just make yourself an account and then you can try out the game. Use the link in the description to use referral code when you make your account. That always helps you. It doesn't take any extra effort or cost from you. It'll actually potentially give you a little bit of a bonus. Currently there is a referral bonus going on with a suit of armor that you get tied permanently to your account if you use referral code, but you always get an extra 50,000 UEC as opposed to the regular 20 that is showing up. So it's an addition to it, meaning that if you buy a ship package that has 20,000 UEC, you're gonna have 70,000 when you start. It's not a lot, but it's enough to get you going. Plus, you get that armor, so that's pretty handy. If you decide not to get the game, you can always just have that referral code for the next time. It'll always apply in the future, and if there's a bonus going on in the future, it'll apply to that bonus as well. The only thing is that once you make your account, you cannot add a referral bonus later, so it's always good to make one when you make your account. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I am on to part 3, which is going to be the collection. Until then, goodbye. Okay, this absolutely should be my final one. Let's do it. 1 2SU crate. That's all I needed of liquid something. I don't know. Liquid. Keep it closed, it says. Biohazard. Excellent. What is it? Mold samples. That's what it is. Alright. Sneeze my brain off. Okay. And fingers crossed this worked. Yes! Perfect. Done? Well, that's 300. Not bad. And now we're going to go on to collections.